Hello everybody, GrimmChorizo here. Welcome to another episode of Wrestling Roundup. This is the show where I give you this week's news, rumors, and recap from the WWE and TNA. So last Sunday was Night of Champions, and it was actually a pretty damn good show. Here are the results. Gold and Stardust defeated the Usos to become the new WWE Tag Team Champions. Sheamus defeated Cesaro to retain the United States Championship. The Miz defeated Dolph Ziggler to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Seth Rollins was scheduled to face Roman Reigns, but over the weekend Roman Reigns got injured with a hernia. So Seth Rollins won the match by forfeit. However, he issued an open challenge to anyone. And who answered the challenge? It was Dean Ambrose. Of course, it wasn't really a match, it was just a big brawl, but it was awesome to see Dean Ambrose back. Rusev defeated Mark Henry. Randy Orton defeated Chris Jericho. AJ won the Divas Championship in a triple threat match with Paige and Nikki Bella. And John Cena defeated Brock Lesnar by disqualification after Seth Rollins got involved and attacked Cena. After that, Seth Rollins attempted to cash in his Money in the Bank contract on Brock Lesnar, but before the bell could ring, John Cena stopped him. Because it was a disqualification victory, Brock Lesnar is still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The next night on Raw, Dolph Ziggler used his rematch clause to fight Miz for the Intercontinental Championship, and he won. Dolph Ziggler is once again the Intercontinental Champion, just after 1 day from losing it. So also on Raw, Dean Ambrose ended up getting locked in a room guarded by security guards after trying to attack Seth Rollins on numerous occasions. During the main event slot, it was John Cena and Randy Orton for the 15,000th time. Well, the authorities' plan was to do something similar to what they did with Dean. They had a box, a very tall box that you would assume would be filled with cinder blocks. It turns out that there was a back door, and Dean Ambrose escaped the room and was under that box, helping out John Cena and attacking Seth Rollins, Kane, and Randy Orton. On SmackDown, Cesaro won a Battle Royal to become the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. On this week's episode of NXT, the Lucha Dragons put their NXT Tag Team Championships on the line against the former champions, the Ascension. The Lucha Dragons retained. On this week's episode of TNA, Austin Aries won the New York City Gold Rush, so he will get the challenge for any TNA championship he chooses. Michael Moody, one of the sons of Paul Bearer, passed away this week. Jericho revealed on his podcast, Talk is Jericho, that he was originally set to face Seth Rollins at Night of Champions, but plans changed and he ended up fighting Randy Orton. It was confirmed that Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, and Bo Dallas will all be in WWE 2K15. Speaking of WWE 2K15, it's going around that the game might be coming to PC. It's not confirmed, but WWE showed graphics showing a PC box art along with the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. And what I'd consider the biggest news of the week. At this week's NXT tapings, Prince Devitt made his debut under the name Finn Balor, coming to the aid of Hideo Itami against the Ascension. Former WWE announcer Josh Matthews has signed with TNA. Rumor going around is that Brock Lesnar might not be competing at Hell in a Cell. The rumor going around of the possible matches that will take place are the opening contest being John Cena vs. Dean Ambrose, where the winner will go on to face Seth Rollins in the main event in a Hell in a Cell, and the loser will fight Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell. Personally, I think it's an interesting idea, but there's no way John Cena won't win. And then he'll go on to fight Seth Rollins, and he'll beat Seth Rollins, and then Dean Ambrose just looks weak. Personally, I would just much rather see Dean and Seth in the Hell in a Cell. That's what we want to see. I'd rather John Cena not get involved in another feud, like Rollins and Ambrose. That's so good. He doesn't need to ruin it. That's just my opinion, though. And rumor going around is that Sting is still expected to be competing at WrestleMania 31, regardless of if it's against The Undertaker or anybody else. So thank you for watching this week's episode of Wrestling Roundup. I'm GrimmChorizo, and I will see you next week.